Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to another flea market video. This morning I went out to that Wednesday only flea market again and I found some awesome stuff. Unfortunately, right when I got there and I was filming the intro for this video, my SD card ended up corrupting on my GoPro, so I had to film the entire thing over on my phone. Hopefully that's not too big of a problem. The quality's probably not what it normally is, but I still got some good footage and found some good stuff that I want to show you either way. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. Here's today's flea market finds. We already had our first pickups right inside the gate. I didn't even get time to get past like the cars and stuff, so I'm just gonna run this back out there real fast, head back in and see what else we get. So I decided to come back, one, because I really enjoyed the flea market last week, and two, I wanted to see if the same vendors come week by week or if new people show up, and if it is the same vendors, do they have new stuff every week? So I think that's what we're gonna focus on today, finding out more about this place because I really enjoyed it.
I used to bounce, but I didn't miss that at all. In the hospital for about 2 years.
Yeah, I haven't looked at mine forever. I'm gonna be able to fit in it for us. It's $1. Over here.
Oh, you have a nice one. I don't have any popcorn.
But they're all different colors.
What do you want for this stuff right here? These two? And then maybe this guy.
Thanks.
Avon.
Yep, thanks.
Avon.
Look, it was only 79 cents.
I saw that.
Buck a piece.
So buck, and then what about that one?
Yeah.
Buck. Okay, I'll grab all three of those. Let me look around a little more. This booth is just so cool. Alf. Pac-Man thermos. Scooby.
You gotta do no price anything, just holler.
Okay.
How much are the prices
Real
on
loud so they wake me up.
What's the thermoses and the lunch boxes?
It all depends on which one you get wanting. They're all different.
But if you want to, like, if you want to make a bag. I got this one.
There's Shark Boy in there too. He's brings a little money.
Here's a bunch of earrings too as well.
Almost all the Dragon Ball.
Yeah, there's quite a few of them in there. Not a bad selection.
I don't really see many of those.
What's he from?
Oh, man, I'm not sure.
I don't know what he's from. What about the Dragon Ball Z guys? What do you want on them? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them. Take $10 for them. Cool. I didn't show this building last week, but there's another building just full of piles and piles and piles of stuff just like this. So much stuff. How do you even get to it all? And then you got booths like these where it's all organized right out front. You can see everything. Everything's nicely displayed and laid out. And in the back, Just piles and piles of stuff. Just pull it out, replace. Anyone need a boat motor? They got them. Need some records? Got them. Cowboy boots, you know you're gonna find those here. Rusty tools, there are plenty of those around. I don't know what people do with those rusty tools. Do they fix them up and use them? Do they just put them on display? I have no idea. If you know, let me know down in the comments. Can I see you again?
What you say? What's her name?
I'm Ben. Nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you.
I don't think I've bought from you before.
No,
Yeah.
that's the first time I saw you. So.
Would you take 50 on it?
60? But I do 50.
I'll do 50 if you'll do 50.
I do 50. That's
Okay, cool. He's a good artisan.
Yeah, I know. It's a beautiful piece.
It is. I'll do 50. So let me tell you about that piece that I just bought. That was a Tommy Moore bolo tie buckle. And Tommy Moore is a Navajo silversmith who has a very, very good following. I've sold his belt buckles in the past for hundreds of dollars. So that's why I bought that piece. But he uses silver and turquoise and garnet and obsidian to create some really beautiful pieces that have a very good collector's market. So I'll show you the stamp when I get home and show you how I identified it. But that was a good buy, even though I paid up for it. I paid 50 bucks. So really happy about that one. 1988 Sega. That might be worth it. You guys in charge over here?
Lance is trying to get
Yeah.
you.
How much on that guy?
Back in a minute.
Okay.
We'll see you in a little
All right.
How much on that guy?
Where'd you get it from?
Right over there on the table.
That first table?
Yeah.
It's $1.
All right, I'll do that.
Yeah. It's an old toy.
Let's check out what's up for auction today. Guys, I found what I came here for. I need that in my living room right now. Some costume jewelry lots. Mario Party on the Switch in there. I wonder if the game's actually in there, if it's just the case. Now here's something I might actually be interested in. Check those out. Those are Converse. And those are probably worth at least 50, probably 50 to 60 bucks. I can clean those up pretty nice. Look for that heart on everything. If you see that, it's worth something. Little box of wrestling action figures. Some more Dragon Ball Z in there as well. There's a few things I might stay for.
$5 bill, one choice here, $5 ticket, two, one choice there, $2, 2 and 3, 3, 2, now 3, hit 2 and $3 ticket, 3, $2 bid now, $3 ticket, 3, 3 and $4 ticket, 4, on him, $4 now 5, hit $5, bid 5 on him, $4 bid now 5, $4, how many you want? $4, $5.77.
Okay, I'm wrapping up here at the flea market and I ended up staying for part of the auction. I only bought one thing, but it still has some pretty good stuff in it. I paid $9 for an entire box slot. It has 3 PS Vita games in it, which is the reason that I bought the whole box, and the rest of it will probably be donation, but let me show you what I got. So here is the box slot that I ended up getting. Again, a bunch of junk in here that I'm probably not gonna keep. It'll just end up going to Goodwill or something because it's stuff that I don't deal with, like those. There's some comic books down in here. I'll be sure to look through those before I donate them. A rare guitar book, maybe I'll scan that on Amazon. But here's the reason that I bought this slot. It had Little Big Planet on the PS Vita, God of War on the PS Vita, and Uncharted Golden Abyss. That one does not have the original case, but all the games are in there. So those actually are spiked in price right now. All Vita stuff is, so those should go really, really well. The rest of this, probably a bunch of junk. So I'm not gonna keep the rest of that, but that is a good lot just for those 3 games right there for $9. But I'm not going to stay for the rest of the auction. There's about half of it left, and there was like 1 or 2 boxes I might be interested in, but they are all the way at the end in the last row that they're going to be auctioning off. So I don't really feel like sitting around. It's super hot out right now, as you can probably tell. I'm sweating. So I think I'm just going to head back home. I might stop at Goodwill or something, but overall, not a bad day at the flea market. I had a good time today, and we got some pretty good stuff, which I'll show you when we get home. Alright, we're back from the flea market and we got some pretty good stuff today. I'm really excited about the stuff that I ended up getting. It's a good variety of stuff, so let me show you what I got. At the very first vendor I stopped at right as I entered the gate, I ended up picking up some clothing. The first piece was this Jack Daniels polo shirt. This thing I paid $4 for and it should go for around 25 bucks. Next, I got this Nike Nets Jason Kidd jersey. That's a pretty decent player, so I'd imagine that one goes between 30 and 40 bucks. And then the best piece of clothing that I got was this The North Face jacket. It is a Summit Series Gore-Tex piece, which is something that you want to look for. Always look out for that Summit Series one. It is a heavier jacket, and this piece right here should go for close to 100 bucks, and I only paid 10. At the next vendor, I ended up grabbing a few little hard goods, and some of them are pretty cool, including this little 1981 Epoch Man little handheld game. It looks like an old Pac-Man clone of some kinds, and I looked it up. It looks like it's going between like 40 and 50 bucks if it ends up working. Next, I got this little Flash Gordon extension toy. It's not anything special. It's still on the card though, so I thought it was pretty cool. And you can see the original MSRP on there. It was like 79 cents, so that's pretty crazy. Not worth a ton. I looked it up on eBay. There was one sold comp for around $20. And then I also ended up grabbing this Space Invader handheld game from 1980. Nothing special there. I didn't open it up at the booth, but when I got home I ended up opening it up, and it is in decently rough shape. You can see the battery compartment is missing and it has some corrosion in there. So unfortunately I'm going to have to try and get that to work. But a little bonus, when I opened this up, there ended up being a bunch of these G.I. Joe card backs, and they're all, you can see they're all cut out where they had the little card that told you about the soldier. They're all cut out, but still, those are the original like 80s G.I. Joe card backs, so I might lot those up and see if they still have any value. They are missing, like I said, the little info card down below, so probably not a ton of value there. Still pretty cool. And then after I ended up buying that stuff off of him, I took one more look around his table and ended up picking up a few more little small things. I got these two little vintage brass owls right here. Brass stuff sells okay over on eBay, but I have sold brass owls before. The pair of these should go for around $20. And then I ended up getting this. I'm surprised I missed it on the first little go around, but it's this little Neopets little handheld game. It's kind of like a little Polly Pocket style thing, and you can see it still does have the figures inside there, so it is complete. I'm going to have to put batteries in this and test it out, but if it ends up working, comps were going for around 50 bucks on this little guy, so I'm glad I took that second look. Moving on, after I walked around a little more, I noticed a vendor that was still setting up, and he ended up having a box that I saw this sticking out of. It's a little PS2 Slim, no cables, no controllers, anything like that, but he gave me the console for $3. Now, I keep a box of generic cords that I've ordered in bulk for PS2s and Xboxes and Nintendos and stuff like that, just in case I ever do find console-only things, because it does happen pretty often. But if this doesn't end up working, I'll sell it as the console itself, get around 35 bucks for it. If it does end up working, I'll pair it with some of those generic cables, a generic controller, maybe a few little low-end games with it, and it should sell between 75 to 85 bucks for this guy right here. And then once I bought that PS2 off of him, I ended up asking him if he had any other video game stuff or action figures, you know, my normal spiel, and he ended up pointing out these guys sitting in the grass, a bunch of Dragon Ball Z characters. These aren't extremely valuable by any means, but I figured for the lot of these, like 8 or 9 figures, I figured how many there were, I can probably pull around $30 if I lot them up. He also ended up throwing in Shark Boy for me at the end. He just told me I could take him, and that's like a $15 figure, and I had no idea. And then the last little toy pickup I had was this little Pocket Power toy from Sega 1988. I've never seen these things before. I just seen Sega, so I figured it was worth the buck I was paying, but I ended up looking this one up. It's not worth a ton, like 15 to 20 bucks. But there is one of these Pocket Powers I noticed when I was looking up comps that is worth some very, very good money. It's called like Glow Bones or something like that. I'll pop a picture of it up on the screen. But if you ever see this Pocket Power of that Glow Bones, it looks like it's going for like 100 bucks. So be on the lookout for these. And now my favorite item that I ended up getting today, this Tommy Moore bolo tie buckle. I talked about it a little bit already. Tommy Moore is a Navajo silversmith, and he has a pretty good following. I've sold his belt buckles in the past for some extremely good money, and I've showed him on this channel before when I found one of his belt buckles at an estate sale. I think that one sold for like 180 bucks. I'll pop a picture up for you guys right now. But I ended up seeing this earlier in the day, and I didn't want to make a guy an offer so early in the morning because he was just getting his stuff out. So I ended up coming back around a little bit later. He still had at it there. I offered him 50 bucks for it, and he was happy to take it. Now, I'll throw a picture up on the screen right now of the back of this so you can see the signature that I was seeing. You will notice that you cannot read the full stamp on there. The whole Tommy part is marked out, and if I did not have the knowledge that I do about this, I would not have known who that stamp was by, but luckily I have educated myself enough with the Native American and Navajo jewelry that I know a few of the big names, and Tommy Moore is one of them. So when I just seen the MMY and then Moore at the end, I was able to identify it, and that is what leads to some good scores. So this piece right here, again, picked it up for 50 bucks, and I think I can get probably around 100 to 125 out of it. And then the last item that I got was that box lot from the auction. I paid $9 for this entire box. I'm not going to go through everything with you, but I'll pull out some of the stuff that I noticed and that might be worth something. So first we'll get these out of the way. This is the reason that I ended up buying the box lot. I noticed the PS Vita games in there. The first one right here is Little Big Planet for the PS Vita. It looks like over on Amazon, this one is selling for about $59. So after fees and stuff, I'll make about 48 bucks on this one. The next one here is a cartridge only one. It did not have the original case, but this is Uncharted Golden Abyss. Again, cartridge only. It looks like it's going for around $47 over on Amazon. So after fees and stuff, I'll make about $38 on it. And then the best one out of all three of them, God of War. This one actually surprised me quite a bit. You can see it is in there and everything. This game goes for around $93 over on Amazon. That's crazy. I was not expecting that out of God of War. Now, those Vita games aren't the only thing from that box lot that I'm kind of excited about. I showed you guys in the car that it also came with this. This is called Norman's Rare Guitars, and it's just a paperback book, but I ended up deciding to scan it, and I was pleasantly surprised. Over on Amazon, it doesn't have a great rank. It's ranked 1.8 million, which I usually don't buy books to resell unless they're under $1 million. However, this one right here is currently listed at $177. Now, I don't know if it'll actually sell for that. I'm sure as heck going to put it up and try to sell it for that. But I also ended up looking it up on eBay just to compare things, and there are some listed right now for around $119, but there's only one sold, and that one still sold for 45 bucks. So either way, 45 bucks at the low end of that, I'll take that all day on just a throw-in book. Next is something I couldn't find any information on, but it's still pretty cool. This is Merry Monster #1. It's a comic book, and you can see down here in the corner, it is signed by the author or artist, one of them. I'm not really sure, but I tried looking this up, and I can't find really any information on this. So if you guys know about this book, let me know. I would love to know about it. There aren't any solds. I looked on Google and couldn't find much. So if you know anything about this, let me know down in the comments. And then there were a couple VHSs in there. I don't do a ton of VHSs at all unless they're like really rare horror ones. So these ones I'm not expecting to have a ton of value, but they're still kind of cool. There is Lifestyles of the Ramones, and then there were 2 Beatles VHSs as well. Again, probably not a ton of value, but still kind of cool. And then also in that box was this Ideal Pet Door. Again, not something that I would even normally look at. However, I ended up looking it up. It looks like it's going between 25 and 30 bucks, so I'll throw that up there because why not? It's extra money at this point. And then the last little interesting bit from that box lot was this lot of guitar strings. There is quite a few of them there. I'll probably end up lotting these ones up all together on eBay and just letting it auction off, see what it goes for. But there were also these ones that were branded by the Misfits, and there weren't a ton of these on the sold comps, but they still looked like they were selling for like 25 bucks for one of these packages, so that's a nice little bonus. And that is everything that I got at the flea market today. Overall, it was a pretty good day. Got a good variety of items, got a good amount of items. I am very happy with today's haul. And if you enjoyed today's video and want to see more like it, be sure to hit that like button for me and subscribe to my channel for more content like this. Otherwise, leave me a comment down below of whatever your favorite find was. And until next time, keep on treasure hunting. Peace.